Hi, welcome back to BrainFLoTv. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let's get right into the topic. Listen, when you go on vacation, right, you have to be careful, especially if you're going to somewhere you've never been before or a place where you have no connections at, no one there to look after your best interests. This story out of Belize is very interesting. So, what we know so far is that three American women were found dead in Belize in their beachfront resort hotel room. Three American women were found dead at a beach resort in Belize. The cops are now saying that it is a possible drug overdose after finding alcohol and some gummies in their room. Their names are Kotar Nakad, 23, Imane Mala, 24, and Wafe Al Arar, 26, all from Revere, Massachusetts, and they were found dead Saturday at the Royal Cajal Beach Resort in San Pedro in Belize, police have said. First of all, I noticed that all three names are not your typical American names. If anything, they sound like Middle Eastern, Islam, Muslim type names. Housing staff attempted to contact the women several times on Friday after surveillance footage showed them entering their room the previous night and nobody came back out the next day or any other time. Usually, if you're on vacation, you have a limited amount of time to be on vacation, so you try to soak up some sunshine, enjoy the beach. That's why you get a beachfront resort and be up out of there when your time comes to fly home. So it's kind of weird seeing them go in and nobody comes out. So they went to go do a wellness check on them. Well, when they hadn't received a response trying to get to them by phone by Saturday, hotel staffs decided to enter the room and they found the three women in there, all unresponsive. Some of their death has not been confirmed, as in the cause of their death. The sum of, add it all up. It ain't adding up. Has not been confirmed, but first responders have said that they found the women with froth on their mouth, suggesting a possible drug overdose, possibly 20 hours before. The police did a search of the scene along with the pathologists and scenes of crime. There was nothing of substance that could have been found other than alcohol and some gummies. A lot of people are saying, was there forced entrance? Do you see any signs of strangulation? Does it look like any foul play happened? They responded by saying, we're not saying at the time that the gummies caused their deaths, but we're looking at every possibility. They're also saying they don't know where they got the gummies from. Did they sneak the gummies into the country with them and the gummies were laced with something? Or did they get these gummies from somebody once they got to Belize? Police are investigating whether the woman brought the gummies into the country or if they had purchased them locally. I'm willing to bet that they brought those gummies with them into the country. Gummies are usually something they won't check at the airport. Like, for instance, you got a pack of gummies. It has about 12 gummies, 14 gummies in it. If those gummies are laced strongly, they can last you a week or 2 weeks on your vacation, right? So you have your whole week supply. You walk right through customs with it and make sure that the package is already open and you're eating some of the gummies which are not laced, just over-the-counter gummies out of the bag that's filled with the rest of them being laced gummies. Nobody is going to know the difference. And that's some of the things that I'm not trying to tell anybody how to smuggle gummies with them on vacation. I'm just saying, if you think about it now, it's very easy to do, right? Whereas opposed to arriving in Belize and having a hookup for gummies. Right now, they're saying that they're trying their best as they can, including to see whether or not they may have gone on, where they may have gone on Thursday before they went back to their hotel. What, if anything, they consumed outside may have caused them all to be poisoned? Where did they eat their meals outside of this establishment? All these things they're looking into. Williams noted that based on the pathologist, what the pathologist said when he visited on Saturday evening, they could have been dead about 20 hours or so before anyone got to them. The police said that there are no signs of forced entry and there are no visible injuries to any of the women. Officers found snacks, liquids, vapes, and other electronic devices in the room. Nobody's computer was missing. Nobody's cell phones were missing. It was just like they went, locked in the room, and then they died, right? Online fundraisers for each of the women have raised over $25,000 by Tuesday morning to help bring their bodies back to the U.S. and to cover their financial expenses for a funeral. Now, according to local media, the three women were of Moroccan descent, but all three holds U.S. citizenship. All three lived in Revere, Massachusetts, according to the city, which shared a link to their families' fundraisers. This is a sad situation. Three young friends went on vacation and all three ended up dead. This is a family's worst nightmare, man. As a parent, at some point, you got to let go of your child. And they're 23, 24. The oldest is 26. Gone too soon. So in further updates, the friends and family members of these three women, they are seeking answers, They are asking what's happened and can somebody please. They're speaking out after authorities said that they investigated the deaths as possible drug overdoses. On Monday, February 26th, the police in Belize identified the victims who were staying at the Royal Cajal Beach Resort located in San Pedro town as Kotar Nakad. We said their names already, Iman Mala and Wafe El Harar, right? We got their names already. So the trio, it said, they checked into the resort, Birdside of Paradise Suite on Wednesday, February 19th. They landed in Belize. They checked in February 19th, according to local news media, and then their bodies were discovered by staff on February 22nd. Damn, they checked in on February 19th, and their bodies were discovered on the 22nd, 21st, 22nd. So they didn't even get a chance to go back out of their rooms. The trio had checked into the resort Wednesday the 19th and were discovered on the 22nd. The cause of their death is yet to be determined still. And while speaking at a vigil in Massachusetts on Tuesday, February 25th, multiple friends and loved ones have casted their doubts on authorities, suggesting that these deaths were possible overdoses. The family and friends are saying, nah, not. It's very frustrating because when you hear possible overdose, automatically you attribute characteristics to that person. But that could be the farthest thing from the truth, says Hahar El Khalfar, who was friends with all three of these women and did an interview with News Center 5. When I graduated, Imani didn't want me to go to a party. She said that she wanted to go because there would be drinking there. Now, that was the kind of person she was. So when they said that a drug overdose, I will never believe that that was true. I love her so much, and I'll never stop loving her. and nobody will ever be able to replace her, El Kafar added. Wafay, Imani, and Qatar were some of the best people I've known. They were so loved and cherished in this community. It's a tragedy, and everybody has grown up with these girls. We all grew up together. If you hear their names and you hear their story, please make a prayer for them. Destiny Borges Kelly, who also attended the vigil, told the outlet they're respectful. They wouldn't do the stuff that people are saying they would. They all were growing in life. They had plans. Chester Williams, Commissioner of Police, previously said in a news conference, in Belize, the bodies exhibited no signs of injuries, didn't look like anybody had beat on them, strangled them, did anything to them. There was no forced entry to their room. The room was locked and sealed. Video surveillance covers that shows them going in and no one coming back out, and no one visiting them the entire time they had been in there. Police also saw inside the room what happened to be vomiting beside each female. So they were vomiting and they were foaming at the mouth. The police did a thorough search of the scene along with the pathologist and the scenes of crimes. He continued, said that there was nothing of substance that could have been found in that room. Again, other than the alcohol and some gummies. I don't think they died from alcohol poisoning. They died from something like fentanyl-laced something. We're not saying at this time that the gummies caused the death, like they said before, but we're not leaving anything out of the possibility of. Revere's City Council, Ira Novoselki, who was Nakad's landlord and neighbor, claimed that we're getting stonewalled. Belize people are just saying their side of the story, but I'm sure that there's more to this story, is what this individual said. They were going into the medical field. Why would they even think of doing something like this? Says another one. Malah's mother, Zainab El Hilani, said at the vigil that her daughter was a very strong person who was also very happy with a smiley face, friendly with people, and a very humble person. They were all going into the medical field. They all understood the dangers of drugs, illicit drugs, and the possibilities of overdose and all that. Why would they even try something like that? We're not buying that story, is what's being said on the other side of the water. According to AP, police found no signs of forced entry or anything, Now, Williams said that the news conference that the police are awaiting the results of the post-mortem to assist their investigation, as well as testing levels of carbon monoxide to see if that might have also been the reason. 7 News Belize reported that investigators were reviewing surveillance footage and collecting statements. Check it out. If it was carbon monoxide, the persons who went to go rescue them would have gotten sick, or went to go do a wellness check would have gotten sick as they entered that space. Nobody got sick. Nobody complained of feeling lightheaded or any kind of way if there had been excess amount of carbon monoxide in that room, enough to kill 3 people. So carbon monoxide is kind of ruled out. But again, they had to test for everything, right? U.S. State Department spokesperson confirmed that they are closely monitoring this case and said that they are in touch with the collaborating closely with local authorities' investigation into the deaths. Out of respect for the privacy of the family and the loved ones, we have no further comment at this time. And Ira Novelsky and the Belize Police Department didn't immediately respond, but we're keeping an eye on this situation. Now, somebody said there has been so many poisoned by tainted alcoholic drinks, methanol, overseas. People are like making their own alcohol, and if you don't make alcohol properly, it could be super poisonous. And they do this to cut costs, right? So they don't have to get like top of the line alcohol. If you can make your own alcohol, you cut costs at your business and then you make back a profit. So people have been dying overseas from tainted alcohols, excess amount of methanol in the alcohol. That this could clearly be another sad case of the same thing. It is so scary that it can't even be perceived in the drinks until it's too late. Sending prayers and condolences to all the affected families and friends. That would be sad for them to like get to Belize, decide, hey, we're here, happy vibes, let's go have a drink. And they go to a establishment that other people are at, and someone decides, let's cut costs and sell that extra bottle of home brewed alcohol to these 3 young ladies. They didn't have to sell it to everybody else. Just sell it to these 3 young ladies. You make enough money off of that one bottle and get rid of the bottle. And it turned out to be poisonous. Another person says, man, this is super strange. Maybe it was drugs, but all 3 OD'd at the same time. I don't buy that. Well, like I said, I think the only way all 3 would OD at the same time is if whatever they were having was laced with something like fentanyl and they equally took about the same share. My immediate thought was carbon monoxide, but now I'm thinking they were poisoned by something. Everyone loves to say that people don't do certain things, but sometimes people try different things and unlikely things while they're on vacation, far away from home and far away from all the people who would know them to be one way or who would be scrutinizing them, too hard. You never ever know. I would never try any of these drugs today because everything is unsafe and everything is laced with something. My drug of choice is alcohol. And I'll keep it at that. Another person said, these young ladies are from my hometown. My thoughts and my prayers are with their families. And I pray that they get the answers that they deserve as to how these babies left this world. And the last comment said, my heart aches for the families and their friends. They could have drank something with poison or water was bad or food poisoning. It could be anything. The gummies that were found could have been a bad batch of gummies laced with fentanyl or something. This is just so scary. Listen, I hope whoever is hearing this video actually takes this into consideration. Be super careful when you're going out on vacation. Matter of fact, be super careful even when you're at home. Be super careful when you're eating or drinking anything from anybody. And now is not the time to be trying to take illicit drugs or let me try something for the first time. Like one person recently said, everything is laced with something these days, so I would rather try nothing at all. Leave your comments in the comment section below. What do you think happened to these 3 young ladies? I'll catch you on the next video. It's BrainFLoTv / Hot Topics TV. You already know, if the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm out. Peace.